Hello there, everybody. Welcome to Sweden that has been having a really nice day. We're having some really nice late summer days now with some great heat. So I guess we have to enjoy the last straw of summer while we can. I had a request in one of my previous videos, the one where second video where I showed some of my vinyl singles. It was from a subscriber who, as far as I know, doesn't make videos. He's not a part of the vinyl community, but he commented on my video. He asked, he wanted to see some of my 12-inch singles, and I did eons back, many years back, a video where I showed my 12-inch. Not all though, as far as I know. And might be time to show them again. It hasn't been updated all that much. As many of you know, I'm not all that into 12-inch. I think that 12-inch aren't all that interesting comparing to the regular single, the 7-inch, because it contains mostly the 12-inch, the radio edit, and then a couple of long and extremely boring mixes that are merely made for the dance floor and disc jockeys and not for me who sits and listening to them. So I feel that I prefer the 7-inch before of the 12-inch. The 7-inch contains two songs that are both hopefully listenable. But I have around 50 12-inch, and I'm going to show the majority of them. I'm gonna take them. I'm not going to spend much time talking about them all that much because I don't want this video to go all too long, but I'm going to take them as fast and as make it as interesting as I can. So Chalky 147, as his channel name is, this is for you. You wanted me to show my 12 inches, and I will. So hang on to your seat, because here comes my 12-inch singles. Starting with the one who aren't Swedish. And first of all, we have two very interesting 12 inches. I might say that the times when I buy 12 inches mostly are when it is something really unique, something real special that I feel like this is very odd, that isn't released on much other formats, or that are extremely rare or something like that. And I guess that is the case with this Erasure series, single 12-inch series. Released in 3 parts. I have 2 of them. Erasure the Circus, which is a live 12-inch, recorded live in Hamburg, and 1 and 2 live performances. I guess they also are released on a regular album, but it's fun to have them also in single version. Victim of Love, The Circus, It Doesn't Have to Be, Who Needs Love Like That, ABBA's Gimme Gimme Gimme, and so on. We have a stack of Pet Shop Boys EPs. Pet Shop Boys is one band that one of the few bands that makes very interesting mixes. They make mixes that are really listenable, not only to the dance floor and to DJs, but also for regular people to listen to. This is a mega mix made by Shep Pettibone, who also produced Madonna's bedtime story. No, Erotica. I think it was Erotica he produced. And he made a mega mix called Pet Shoppy Boon. A mix of in 11 minutes. And we have also another mega mix called Device at the B-side. This one I got at as a VCLT from John Bellamy many years back. Remixed Pet Shop Boys, Where the Streets Have No Names, Can't Take My Eyes Off You, and How Can You Expect to Be Taken Seriously. This one is a little special. This is not a 12-inch. Maybe I should have skipped this one, but it's special. Pet Shop Boys is alright, the alternatives, but this is a 10-inch. And it contains, it's alright, the original version and an extended dance mix version. And it also contains a poster. And the limited edition contains free poster. So extremely fun to have. I found it at the Sundsvall Record Fair around 10 years ago. More Erasure. This is Crackers International, their Christmas EP that they released back in 1988. Most famous song here is Stop, but we have also here 3 other songs also, in which She Won't Be Home is the only one who is a real Christmas song. We have 2 Chaka Khan 12 inches, Love You All My Lifetime, in different kind of mixes, and also another 80s Chaka Khan from 1987, Earth to Mickey. This is some kind of, I don't know where it's made. I think it is Germany or Holland or something like that. It is kind of a house EP, house 12-inch, made in 1992 by a band called Eskimos and Egypt, State of Surrender EP. I think around 15 years, maybe even more, if it was 20 years ago, I got a huge stack of 12-inch from a family friend that contained a lot of dance music, and not even back then I was interested in 12 inches, but I kept, of course, those that contained really great songs, which was a handful, but most of them I gave away. But this one I kept because this is a really great dance track, State of Surrender, Eskimos in Egypt. This I bought because it was really special. S Express original soundtrack mega mix, and it is single-sided, so there's nothing at the B side than a cool picture that they have made. So no matter if it is a mix, if it is this cool and this odd, I can buy it if it is 12-inch. The Grid, A Beat Called Love from 1990. The Grid with Dave Ball from Soft Cell, among others. This is also in the category special releases that is fun to have. This is Tina Turner. What you get is what you see. Special limited edition, double pack. So this is two 12 inches. What you see, what you get is what you see. Take Me to River, a live version, a dance mix of what you get is what you see, and a montage mix, a mega mix of different kind of Tina Turner songs from the 80s. This one is a classic that I discovered just a few years ago, and I managed to find it on 12 inch. And even though I don't collect 12 inch, I felt like I gotta have it because I don't care if it's 12 inch, it's really fun to have it in any kind of physical format. From 1990, Mano Negra and King Kong 5. Paula Abdul, Forever Your Girl. Another single that came with a pack I got 20 years ago and that I kept, of course, because I love Paula. This one I had to have as a 12 inch because it isn't released in any other format. New Order, Blue Monday, in this EP version that is shaped like a floppy disk. Really great to have it. Hall & Oates, I Can Go For That, No Can Do. From 1981. This is also from that stack of singles that I got 20 years ago with different kind of dance 12 inches that actually I kept because it was really great. This is a band, I think they also are from Germany or something like that, called Don Pablo's Animals. It's some kind of a house, early house track from 1989 with their version of Shocking Blues version of Venus. That version is not why I kept it, it is for the other track, Paranoia, that is really, really good. Kim Wilde, Million Miles Away from 1992, a late Kim Wilde. We have Zype, Swinging. Both this one and Kim Wilde are from that stack of 12 inches. And this one was natural to keep because it was really, really great soul music. Even though it is Dutch, it sounds very much like American soul music, so I really felt I gotta keep it. This is Italian, I think. Italo Disco House, MAD, Spy vs. Spy. Great song. Soul music, Joe Public, Live and Learn. Still in this stack of 12 inch I got 20 years ago. CJ, this is also a Dutch singer. A Little Love, What Is Going On. This is a Dutch version, you might say, of Stock Aitken and Waterman. It sounds very much Stock Aitken and Waterman, even though it is not, they have nothing to do with it, but it's very much inspired by Stock Aitken and Waterman, the British disco kings, from 1988. Seal, Future Love EP. We have Talking Heads, Lifetime Piling Up, and it also includes Road to Nowhere. This one I bought because of my passion for stuff that are so wicked and stupid that it makes you laugh. This is an Italia Disco 12-inch, only for the cover sleeve. I could have bought it. This is Francesco Salvi with Esatto, and very nice cover, bringing in the entire farm to the studio, and that is exactly what it is also in the song, because they have been bringing in animals, I guess not genuine animals, a lot of samples with pig sounds, you have horse sounds, you have rooster sounds, dog sounds. It is barking and in the middle and here and there in the refrain. It's totally hilariously weird single. It was though a minor hit in Italy. I don't understand why, because this is so stupid that it is really, really funny. This is a classic, Paul Hardcastle 19. I have this one on 7-inch, of course, but they also released, Paul Hardcastle also released 12 inches with 19 on different other languages. That he released a French version, D9. He released a Spanish version, he released a Japanese version, and he also released the only other language version I have, a German version, called then of course 90. We have, and if I find the other ones, I'm happy to make an exception with when it comes to buying 12 inches. Germany again, Goombay Dance Band, and the only song I really like about with them, Marlena, but I have this one also on 7-inch. Really nice summer touch from 1985, and the times when I started listening to pop music. As is this one, Corey Hart, Never Surrender, a really great 80s song. Heaven 17, Temptation, special dance mixes, but it isn't what it sounds like, because it is Temptation and 2 other songs also, so it isn't containing any mixes. Oingo Boingo Weird Science from 1985, and the movie Weird Science. This one I bought in Uppsala, not last summer, but 2014, when I was there a couple of hours with a friend of mine. Bought them in a record store because I felt like I gotta have that one. This is OMD, Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, and a very limited edition. And this is also 2 12 inches. A double pack, and it contains Les Femmes Occidents and a live recording of Locomotion. We have Fire Gun, and really fun to have this one. Coming into the Swedish singles, and I don't know, Shalky, if you will recognize many of these, but maybe some are interested in. This is Swedish group Webstana, when we add it at Uppsala, because Webstana is from Uppsala. And they made their version, this was released at the same time as Erasure's ABBA-esque, the EP where Erasure did a lot of ABBA covers that become real big. They turned it around and made Erasure-esque with 4 Erasure songs. And Webstana is a kind of a guitar-based pop band with a lot of humor in the lyrics. It is done with a lot of with little humor, but at the same time very, very great. Check out their version of Stop. It is really, really great guitar, almost rock version. This is when we added as in bands that are a little more made with a little sense of humor, a band called Oi 600, and it is a band that was some kind of a hobby project for one of the members of Dag Vag, a Swedish ska reggae band. And this is a song called Ooh Ee Bim Bam Bop, and I bought this one because it is extremely hard to find, but I remember it from the summer 1986. It was played pretty much, and I haven't been able to find it since then. Swedish rock musician Carl Kanga might call it a Swedish version of Billy Idol, and the single called Wipe Out Girl is only really hit in Sweden, containing with a promo from the label. We have Swedish synth pop band Fake that had some really great songs in the middle of the 80s. And the single Frogs in Spain, and on the B-side another of their hits, Memories of Pan. Synth pop, in Swedish synth pop in the best form. This is Swedish singer Lorne de Wolf from the band Hansson de Wolf United that was played a lot in the radio in the beginning of the 80s. This is a solo single from him called Moggy Mobo, another song that I bought because this was really hard to find, and I remember that song from my childhood. Swedish controversial band Army of Lovers. Controversial because of different kind of things they said in media and the videos and so on. And the single Ride the Bullet. This was made in two versions, one in the late 80s and one in the beginning of the 90s, and this is the second version from the beginning of the 90s. Adolfsson och Falk, Swedish synth-pop band who normally mainly sings in Swedish, and I'm a huge fan of them. They have really nice and thoughtful lyrics. But this EP is one of the few attempts where they sing in English, so of course I gotta have it. We have Waves in the Air, and we have Stockholm Serenade. And Stockholm Serenade is a song that I remember from my earliest childhood, before I started to get interested in become a pop nerd. So this is from memories from when I was around 8 years old. So it was really fun to find it. I have it on album in Swedish, of course, but it's really fun to have it in English also, because I didn't even know that it existed in English version. This one is interesting. This is a test pressing by Swedish band Secret Service. Some might remember their song Oh Susie. It climbed up to, I think, place 13 or something like that in the American hit chart in 1979 or 80. This is a singer from 1984, How I Want You, but as I said, this is a test pressing without any kind of label. This is a single also from that stack that I got 20 years ago and that I decided to keep because it's really, really good, but I had no idea what it is. I found out that it is Swedish, a Swedish disco band called First Unit, and I Go to Pieces. Swedish singer and nowadays more actor Niklas Wahlgren, and the song Inatt. And on the B-side, a single called Prima Donna. This is from 1984. And we have Swedish rock, or should I say Norwegian Swedish, because the singer is Norwegian, but the rest of the band, I think, is Swedish. Shaboom, kind of a glam rock band that popped up in the late 80s. I wasn't all that fond of them. I didn't think the biggest hits were a song called R.O.C.K. that I thought was dreadfully horrible. But this song was actually really great. Let's Party from 1990. And it's actually written by Per Gessle from Roxette. We have a band, a Swedish singer called Gladys. I think she's born in Ecuador or something like that. South America anyway. And a single called Made Up My Mind, her breakthrough back in 1991. A really great song, actually. This is kind of a 12-inch with four different, some kind of a promo 12-inch with 4 different kind of dance tracks that I got from that stack that I got 20 years ago. Talking a lot about it, but that was the biggest claim of 12 inches I've gotten in my life, as I don't buy them normally. Swedish dance music, Cool James and Black Teacher, which is the most famous name on this album. Spot the Difference, Udenius and Johanna. No idea who they are, but it's really great early 90s Swedish house music. Swedish schlager musicians Herreys and their single Varje liten droppe regn, which is Herreys won the Eurovision Song Contest back in 1984 with Diggiloo Diggiley. This is a single that came 1 year later, and I think this is by far the best song they have released, actually. Really great song, great produced. We have Swedish band Oh Boy, who had a couple of singles that were really great in the late 80s, beginning of the 90s. Among them, a ballad called Vi går genom natt, We Walk Through the Night. This is a little cult classic. It is a house, some kind of a house band called Forced Repetition, and a single called Het Sak. And this doesn't contain all that much more than a house loop and some samples and a guy saying, "Jag har en het sak till dig. I got something hot for you." And it's really cult single. So it's really great to have. Dan Hylander och Raymond Tanarband, a Swedish rock band from the 80s that I really like. This is in Swedish, a single called Skuggor i skymningen, Shadows at Dawn, and this is their biggest hit here in Sweden. And finally, Eldkvarn, one of my absolute favorites bands from Sweden. I found this one at a big flea market event a couple of years ago. 12-inch EP. This is somewhere between 12-inch and the EP. It contains 4 different kind of tracks that I think weren't released before. This is an EP called Happy Hour, containing 4 different kind of tracks. And Eldkvarn, it's a really great band, a little rock and roll, but calm and with thoughtful, great lyrics. So, Chalky 147, I hope you're satisfied. Those were my 12-inch that I had, and I actually managed to go through all of them. So, make requests. I see what I can do, if I can show what you want. So until next time, I hope that you have a really nice time, a really nice late summer. Until then, take care and so long.